This experiment is titled Investigating Hess's Law. In the first part of the experiment, we will look at the heat evolved between the reaction of magnesium with hydrochloric acid. In the second part of the experiment, we will look at the heat evolved from the reaction of magnesium oxide with hydrochloric acid. Knowing this, along with the heat evolved between the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen gas, we will be able to apply Hess's law to determine the heat of reaction for magnesium burning in oxygen. After opening the Microlab software, we'll get this main screen that appears. The first thing we need to do is add two sensors. We're going to be adding a thermistor sensor and a time sensor. So if we go in here, add sensor, and we're going to first add a thermistor. So we come down to temperature and thermistor. It's currently plugged into the A. So we click that, and then we click next. So in the previous experiment, we calibrated a thermistor, so you can just open up that program, or if you need to, you can go and perform a new calibration. So we are just going to go and open our old calibration file. So we're going to open up Model 103 thermistor, and then we'll click Finish. Then we're going to add a time sensor down here at the bottom. We'll click this first timer, and then next. And we'll leave the settings as they are here. Click Finish. And then we're going to drag the thermistor to the y-axis on the graph, time to the x-axis, and then we're going to drag these into the table and into the digital display box. By moving them into the digital display box, then we know whether or not our thermistor is reading temperature properly. We need to then get the chemicals for the first part of the experiment. In the first part of the experiment, we're going to be reacting magnesium metal with hydrochloric acid. So we need to measure out 100 milliliters of 1 molar HCl and about 0.25 grams of magnesium metal. We've weighed out 0.23 grams of the metal. Then we're going to have our styrofoam cup that we're going to pour the hydrochloric acid into. Then we'll put our thermistor into the styrofoam cup with the acid, and we will start the program to start recording temperature. Record the temperature with just the acid for 5 to 10 seconds, and then slowly and carefully add the magnesium metal turnings. And then slowly stir the solution. So then you're looking for the leveling out of the temperature, so you're looking for a plateau. Once we get a plateau, we're going to continue to record data for about 30 seconds. From our graph, we're going to read the initial temperature with just the hydrochloric acid, and then we're going to read the final temperature once the hydrochloric acid and magnesium metal have reacted to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. So we're going to read our final temperature and our initial temperature. And then we're going to save this data and export it to an Excel file. In the second half of the experiment, we're going to be reacting hydrochloric acid with magnesium oxide. So we're going to get 100 milliliters of the 1 molar HCl in our graduated cylinder, and we're going to weigh out about 1 gram of the magnesium oxide. In this case, we have 1.0489 grams of magnesium oxide. So as with the first part of the experiment, we're going to take the hydrochloric acid and pour it into our styrofoam cup. And then we'll put our thermistor into the acid, start recording temperature temperature data for 5 to 10 seconds. And then we're going to carefully add our magnesium oxide. You want to try to get all of the magnesium oxide out of the plastic weighing boat. We will weigh that again to account for any lost mass. Then we need to stir the solution. Again, we are looking to obtain a plateau in the temperature reading. Once we have a leveling of the temperature reading, we'll continue to record data for another 30 seconds. Then we'll stop the program, and we will use this graph to read an initial temperature and then a final temperature.